My name is Nacho. Nacho. I'm a kid's best friend. Nacho. With me the fun won't end. My name is Nacho. Nacho. Come see the world with me. I'm just a pup, but look me up. I got Nacho ability.
My name is Emma Virjan. I live in Austin, Texas. I am a graphic designer and illustrator, and I am the author and illustrator of Nacho the Party Puppy. By day, I live as a graphic designer and illustrator. I have a design agency here in town in Austin, and by night, when I'm not doing any of that stuff, I am a children's book author and illustrator.
'Cause I'm Nacho average pup.
Nacho, the character, was developed in 1995 in a creative writing class, actually. I was living in Connecticut and had decided to take some writing classes in New York and took a writing class at Parsons. And it wasn't a specific assignment, create a character for a children's book or anything like that, but he is just something that was developed sort of on a parallel path while I was in the class. And since then I've just been working on him and developing him as a character and giving him voice and finding out who he is. And that's how he was born, if you will. There are some characteristics I think that Nacho and I both share, in that, you know, we're hopefully, you know, we're both fun, and we like to see what's out there, very inquisitive, want to be adventuresome. So I think that's how Nacho relates to me. Is he me exactly? Not exactly, but close. So it's nice to have a little personality that'll go out there and do things and explore a little more than I might. I am a dog person. I grew up with dogs. Nippy, Toby, Yum Yum, Charlie, who was also known as Carlitos. I've just always been influenced with dogs, and I've always been drawing dogs. And so when I was taking this class, it was just something I kept drawing. Having Maddie, my real dog, around every day certainly helps, because, you know, she looks off into space sometimes and I think, what is she thinking? And she's very zen, so she keeps me very calm. So yes, she's the greatest co-worker. I've always been drawing. I was always that kid that drew in class, within reason. I never got in trouble for it. And my parents taught me early that if I finished my assignments in school, that I could take out my little notebook and doodle, so that I wasn't getting in any kind of trouble. And it was my sister, Grace, who actually gave me my first set of oil pastels. And that just opened up a whole new world outside of crayons. I've always wanted to be a children's book author and illustrator. I wanted to do them both. I didn't understand when I was little that I could do them both, and I think that at the beginning I thought I would be an illustrator for other writers. And it wasn't until I took that writing class that I decided to actually do something about it. I'd been keeping myself from doing it, just sort of thinking, well, this isn't good enough, or I don't know how to do this, but jumped into it and created the character.
It's Nacho average story time, because it's Nacho average puppy. That's going to
Exactly
be
right.
happening in just a few minutes up on the second floor, only at book people. Where else would you go to buy your books?
We've had a really positive reaction to Nacho. We've had it on several levels. I've been in some book events at stores and in school. And it's really cool to, you know, open up the page, and there's lots of flaps in the book, and to open up one of the flaps and to hear the kids go, oh, wow, or they respond to the colors. And we did have one person, I forget where they lived, in Atlanta, who sent a video of her little kid just holding the book and just saying that she loved Nacho.
I love Nacho. I love Nacho. He's my favorite party puppy. I love Nacho. I love Nacho. He's my favorite party puppy.
I do get asked, you know, what advice would I give to others trying to be published? And I'll go back a little bit on this. This was, I guess, about 1994, shortly before my father died. And we were talking, and he said, hey, do you still want to be that children's book author and illustrator? I said, yeah, I do. And he said, well, what are you doing toward that goal? And it was the $60 million question. It's like, what am I doing? You know, I have all these drawings, I have all this work, but I hadn't shown anyone. And it turns out to get published, you actually have to show people your work, which, you know, left me a little vulnerable in actually showing this work out there, especially if Nacho is a little bit of me. But it was just like that aha moment. It's like, oh, well, yeah, of course I have to show it. I have to get some critique around it and work it more and see where it goes. And so my advice would be to just, you know, do it and get it out there.
My name is Nacho, Nacho, don't you know? My girlfriend is from Texas, her name is Jalapeno.
He's just a fun-loving dog, and he wants to be adventurous and hang out with his friends. He likes to travel, he likes to read, he likes to write. He fancies himself a poet, Nacho does. Just hoping that kids continue to respond to him more. Nacho wrote a letter to Ray and said, Emma can't sing, could you please help us? And Ray said yes.
My name is Nacho, I'm a kid's best friend.
A docublog is a video that tells a story about a person, place, event, or anything else in your community.
It can be funny, serious, concrete, or avant-garde. We encourage you to go out there and share your story with your neighbors. Go to klru.org/docubloggers to find out how.
Good morning. Sunshine the Clown loaned it to me to be a bee.
That's my number one switch.
Or I guess I could join the fire department.
Hey guys! So all the uniforms are in those boxes in my car.
I'm a butterfly mixed with a kid.
Okay, go for it.
I'm Emma Virjan, and this is Nacho, and you're watching Docubloggers.
Alright, since the last one of these that I did on the Second Amendment was not a complete catastrophe, I'm doing another one, people. We had good participation last time considering it was our first piece. The issues as we go forward are going to get more intense and more controversial. This is your opportunity to let the politicians who are working for you know how you feel about this and what you want them to do. Why not let the will of the people of Texas be known? So what do you say we spread that message together, shall we? The issue this time, Social Security. What do you think?
Well, I kind of think the Social Security system is, I don't really see any reason to keep paying money to something that we will not have in the future. So if they could possibly take the tax rate down or something like that, that'd probably benefit all of us.
Honestly, I'm only 27 years old, haven't paid into it for very long. I don't know how I feel about whether it's going to be around to benefit me in the future. I know that it benefits some people right now. I don't have a problem with paying Social Security right now because I know that some of the older people that it was meant to help, we are actually helping them by paying into it.
It scares me about Social Security and that my tax dollars are going to something that I don't think it's going to benefit me in the long run.
Well, I've been hearing the system's going to be bankrupt for a long time. It isn't. Trust me. I've been around for a long time. It's not going to go bankrupt. Somehow they'll find the money someplace. It'll either be in higher taxes, and unfortunately it's going to be on you, my grandkids, my great-grandkids.
I'm really scared about what's going to happen with that. I feel like it's not fair that I'm paying for it. I'm only 19, and by the time I'm old enough to benefit from it, it might be gone.
If that's something that you need to plan ahead for and it's not going to benefit us in the future, then we shouldn't be putting our money towards it now if it's not going to help us out later on in life.
What really needs to happen, in my opinion, is they could fund a system overnight if they'd quit drawing from it. They never should have been allowed to draw from it in the first place.
I do think it's going to harm a lot of people because when you take a lot of people that are putting in, you take them out of it and they go privatization, I think that a lot of people are going to end up not being able to reap the full benefits as our previous ancestors had.
I think people should take responsibility in taking care of themselves and their own family. I think that this country has kind of like this sense of entitlement. Everybody in the country now we've developed this sense of entitlement, especially with young people, that the government will take care of us, with welfare systems and things like that. That we have the right to have money and have a nice place to live and all that sort of stuff, which isn't necessarily true. I think that we need to take it upon ourselves to work to build towards a better future for ourselves, and especially look out for ourselves and our family in the future.
I like it, people. Well done. Moving right along, however, I have a couple quick tidbits for y'all to think about. According to the Social Security Administration, the trust funds that pay out Social Security benefits will be exhausted by 2041. And if that's not scary enough, a recent study shows that a male earning $95,000 per year and retiring in the year 2045 is estimated to lose over $200,000 by participating in the Social Security system. Sound good to you? Yeah, I know. But before we get ahead of ourselves on this, let's hear from a politician. What does Ron Paul think about all of this?
The Social Security system is not fair. It's very similar to the Medicaid system. It's well motivated and supposed to help people. The country was very, very wealthy, and ever since it was started, a lot of people have benefit. For them, they think it's very fair. But for young people, it isn't. But it's gone on for a long time. But I can remember my dad when he retired at 65, he said it took him about 3 years to get everything back that he put into it, and he put something into it for 30 years. But, the benefits are always motivated by the politicians who wouldn't dare vote against the beneficiaries of Social Security. So it's very flawed. It encourages bankruptcy. Young people are very much aware of this. The original donors are getting paid off with the money coming in from the younger generation. But the economy is getting weaker. There are less jobs available now. The younger generation is smaller in number compared to the baby boomers. There's no way it can work. And a lot of people are waking up to this fact, and they're saying that they're not very happy with it. But right now, people are dreaming if they think that we can patch this up. There's no money in Washington, D.C. It's all just debt. The only way we can pay beneficiaries is by having more donors. It is a Ponzi scheme.
So that's what Ron Paul thinks about the Social Security situation. But I want to know what you think about it. This is your chance to get involved. All you have to do, people, is go to klru.org/docubloggers. Leave a text comment, or if you have a web camera like this, make a web video like I'm doing, upload it to the site. If I like it, if I find it interesting, I just might incorporate it into the next segment. So, for next time, we will have more from Ron Paul, more hot button issues for sure, and maybe more from y'all. So get involved. This is your chance. Till next time, I'm out.
Yeah, it's just really a wonderful day. I just can't believe Kibbie's turning 100. I just can't believe that.
Meet my father, Archie Alonzo Wohlfahrt. He's a man of many interests and passions, but it's safe to say that the antique car hobby has consumed more of his time than any other. Ever since his adolescence, my dad has been obsessed with cars, and over the years, he's acquired quite a few ancient automobiles, including his prized 1915 Hudson. During the summer of 2007, my dad bought an unrestored 1908 Kibblinger from the estate of John Giorda Jr. Mr. Giorda purchased the buggy-style car in the late 20s, but passed away before ever getting a chance to fix it up to running condition. Interestingly, the car was featured in a 1954 article entitled Mr. Squirrel, which discussed the emerging phenomenon known as the antique car hobby. With the help of his friends, my dad transferred the Kibblinger from a dusty barn in San Antonio to another dusty barn on my grandmother's ranch outside of Bernie. Having made his purchase, my dad began seriously obsessing over his new car, going as far as to name it Kibbie the Kibblinger. In the fall of 2008, he went one step further and decided to treat Kibbie to her very own 100th birthday party. I received an invitation and couldn't resist documenting the affair. About a week before the party, I went up to the family ranch with my dad to help him move Kibbie out of the barn she'd been resting so patiently in for over a year. At one point, my grandmother came out of her house to admire the car and all of its uniqueness.
Hi, Arch. I hope I live long enough to see you get this thing to run.
Even the cows seemed to appreciate the car. From a distance, that is. Needless to say, Kibbie seemed to appreciate the newfound attention and cooperated nicely with us as we drove her down to my parents' home in New Braunfels. The following Saturday, Kibbie's big day arrived. Her party was scheduled to start at 4:30, but I showed up much earlier to document my parents getting ready for the festivities. What are you doing right now?
I'm just getting everything ready for the party.
My dad spent a good part of the afternoon attempting to clean up our intensely cluttered game room.
You don't like doing dusting?
No.
I could use you to do a little dusting, though.
Not surprisingly, things were running way behind schedule, so I decided to help out with the cleanup. Meanwhile, my mom was slaving away in the kitchen, preparing the unnecessarily large quantities of party food. As the chaos-filled hours flew by, I realized that we still hadn't gotten Kibbie ready for her party. At my urging, my dad decided to wheel her outside into the sunlight.
Pat, we need to move the Kibblinger in place.
Well, I'm finishing dusting in here.
That is not important. The Kibblinger is. Kibbie. birthday girl. Let's go now, back. Oh, we're gonna let it go down.
Oh, you want it to go down?
The move proved a bit strenuous, and there were a few complications along the way. Eventually, however, Kibbie made her way onto the patio, where she was given a good shine.
It's a really cheap car, but for as cheap as it is, it had a pretty neat-looking body.
Then came the obligatory birthday balloons.
Birthday for the Kibbie.
While Kibbie sure looked nice in all her birthday get-up, we really couldn't stare for long. It was time for my dad to decorate her cake.
You ever done this before?
Nope. He planned to draw a profile of the Kiblinger, along with the phrase, "Happy 100th birthday, Kibbie." Frustrations arose when the icing didn't cooperate as anticipated.
This is pretty gooey icing too. It's not really good for this. Oh man, it's not good. Mom did not do a good job.
Fortunately, my dad was able to regroup and decided to throw out the tedious card design in favor of a simple birthday message. 4:30 finally arrived, and the guests started showing up soon after.
Greetings. Greetings, Arch. How y'all doing? Fine.
They couldn't seem to get over just how good Kibbie was looking.
Damn, does that thing look nice.
Doesn't it though?
Woo! You know, Archie, I think restoring this would be a mistake.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to. No.
Because if everything else comes out like this body.
Yeah. Got everybody?
Plenty of picture-taking ensued, as did discussion about the car's strangely designed body.
And you can't get in and out of it. Look, you know, it's almost like they put the fenders up and then they said, oh, God.
Why would you do this? Yeah. Well, you can't get into this side at all. This would be a total impossibility.
Oh, yeah, there is a step.
Later in the evening, everyone went down to the patio to usher Kibbie into a new century.
We'll have to sing a happy birthday. All right, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kibbie. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Okay, now you do a toast, Arch.
A toast? My toast is thanks to all you guys that helped me move these cars about a year and about a quarter ago. And I couldn't have done it without you. It was great. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Woo!
My dad ended up having to blow out the cake's sole candle after we realized that the car was physically incapable of doing so. An unexpected evening shower prevented Kibbie from partaking in dessert. And towards the end of the party, she was rolled back into my parents' garage. As my dad and his friends gave the car a final look over, I began to wonder, where would the Kiblinger be in another 100 years? Would it be celebrating its 200th birthday? Such a thought seemed unimaginable. For the time being, I was simply happy to have been present for a most unique celebration, and I began to look forward to any future adventures Kibbie might bring my way.
Become a Docublogger. Log on to Docubloggers.org to share your opinions and story ideas, or get out your camera and create your own Docublog.